Now we have declared instance variable as well as we have defined constructor. Two sections are over in the blueprint class. Now the next one is processing methods. Now in the processing, now I am introducing one new element. Actually, theoretically, whatever you learnt in language and all that, appropriately you have timely you have to apply. If you cannot apply them, there is no use of learning those concepts. So always you must apply smart methods, smart elements and all that in your program, and then only your knowledge is useful. Otherwise theory is different, application is different. Whatever concepts you learn theoretically, you have to utilize them appropriately in appropriate places in the programming. Now I am introducing one new method. Actually, this is a print price list header. I am declaring it as a static. Actually, see, practically think. For this purpose, you should have a broad mind. Actually, now already I told you, one row I have taken as a price list. What is that? Item price list. I have taken an object. So this client asked you for 3 items price list. Some other customer client may ask for 1. Some other client may ask for 5. Other client may ask for 10. Irrespective of this number of items, this part is constant. For everything, you must put this part. Am I right or not? Heading is common. So suppose if you make it instance and all that, suppose for some client asks for 1, then it comes. Say one client asks for 2, then also it comes. So duplication is not required. In this price list 100 items may be there, but one heading will be there. So what is the smart measure here? You can declare it as static. You can declare it as static, and whenever it is required, one time you call. That is enough. Your purpose is served. Now in this price list 3 items are there. Suppose I have added another 15 items, then also one header is there. That's why I made it as static. Here, what is the purpose of static? In JAC 1, chapter 1, I explained in detail. It is not possible to explain it here. That's why that concept you thoroughly study. Because without studying concepts and all that, simply come to programming, or this element just you understand this and do that. But your behavior is like a blind man behavior. Always remember, conceptual base is a must. Concept and application are like software and hardware. So having brief knowledge, I know business will not do. If you want to become professional and all that, one concept, in my view, it is one tool. All its functionality you should understand. So at least now you study JAC 1, chapter 1, this concept, and thereafter you perform this. One time, one effort, if you make and all that, it should be complete. Half knowledge is more dangerous. That always you remember. If you don't have knowledge, at least you have an interest to learn. If you have knowledge, perfect knowledge, that is ultimate. Half knowledge is more dangerous. Always you remember and proceed. Now you see, this part I made as a static method. I named it appropriately, print price list header, and 5 SOP statements I produced here, and now these are meant for this. Okay, now that is over. Next thing is one value you have to calculate. What is that? Average price of the grades we have to make out. Then calculate average price. I declared a method, instance method, and a formula. In this, its a return type is double, because all grades we have taken, the type of the grades we have taken as double. So obviously it returns double, and as a local variable I have defined average, and now you see grade 1 price plus grade 2 price plus grade 3 price, by mistake I have written, and grade 3 price by 3. By 3 you have to write, and now you see by 3. Actually, if you don't write them in parenthesis and all that, then what happened, because of operator precedence and all that, the 3 is applicable to grade 3 only. That's why in third chapter I am going to explain operator precedence and associativity. If you don't put these parentheses and all that, it leads to a logical error, not syntax error. Compiler has no role to complain about this. So every point in language you must learn, otherwise it may lead to a syntax error or a logical error. So always this type of thing. Because of this parenthesis, first this total price is calculated, then divided by 3 happens, then it is returned, average is returned. So in this way, one static method we declared in the processing section, and one instance method we have declared for the purpose of calculating the average price. So far I have explained 3 sections in the blueprint class. The first one, declaration of instance variables. Second one is defining constructor. Third one is processing methods, one static method, one instance method I declared. Finally, the fourth section, output section. In this, for printing price list, we have to write appropriate method to print one row. Actually, you assume that this client asked for one object, one item. So if we want three objects we create. If we want five objects create. What is the minimum? The client minimum requirement may be one item. So that's why one item's price list only we write. So depending on the requirement of the clients, we call this method. Now this client asked for 3 items. This method is called thrice. He asked for one item, only one time it is called. He asked for 10 items, 10 times we call. That is the smartness. Okay. By this way, you are making your code reusable. Otherwise, every time you have to develop. This blueprint can be used to satisfy all types of clients of a similar requirement. Now you see. Then system.out.println item name. Now see that already I told you, first chapter almost half a dozen programs I have given on SOP. You should practice it, then only you can understand this smartness. So one tab, grade 1 price, tab, grade 2 price, tab, grade 3 price. Then thereafter here also you have to give a tab, and thereafter average price is to be printed. Calculate average grade price, then you are calling it. This is very crucial. Okay, then you are able to print one row. That means one object's data you are able to print. So in this manner we have completely defined blueprint class with the 4 sections. With this, your 90% job is over in the programming. Thereafter implementation is just routinely can do that, because blueprint is ready. After explaining the blueprint class, now I am explaining the implementation class. Now what name you have to give? Item price list report. This is a report it is printing, that's why I named it. And in this we are defining main. So within the main block we are creating objects, required number of objects. So for one row or one item, one object we have to create. That is our strategy. Now you see, item price list A object I created, and new item price list. As a result of that, once again, in the first two programs I have explained very detailedly. That's why I am giving a brief explanation about this. Its name is A, and its type is item price list. This is like this, and now object is this, and this is object. Type is item price list, and now here grade 1 price, grade 2 price, grade 3 price. Okay, this mental picture you should form, and now this is a string. That's why initially, until you give the name of that, it is null. So by calling constructor, you are entering values. Null is replaced by triple A, and next triple B, and triple C. Like that you have to imagine. This is this picture you should form and all that. Now item price list A object we created. Because of that, this we created. Next B, second one we created. C, third one we created. Thereafter, in order to print the header, this is the header. For printing header, we are calling static method. See, as it is a static method, how we are calling? Via class name, not via object name. So item price list dot print price list header. As a result of that, it is printed. One time printing is enough, irrespective of the number of items in the price list, and one time printing of header is enough. That's why you are calling. Thereafter, in order to print triple A, we are calling A dot print item price list method, instance method. For B, this thing. C, this one. As a result of that, this is printed. In this way, you have to develop programs and all that. Now you understand here the core point is when we can use static methods. By this you can understand. So once you thoroughly understand and own it, in corresponding concepts, corresponding situations, you can declare static methods, static variables and all that. Always I am telling you one thing, one element in the language if you learn and all that, until unless you apply it, you cannot own it. Concept is concept. What is the use of seed? A seed, if you put in a bag and all that, it lies like a seed only. After some time, we cannot expect any sprout from this. Seed is meant for creating a sprout and plant. That's why all seeds you utilize. Okay, so whatever concept you learn in appropriate place, you apply them. Once you apply the concept, then you can own it 100%. In application oriented subjects, that is, this habit is a very essential, a basic habit. By that, with every concept, with application, if you learned and all that, it is a weapon in your armory. Always you remember that fact.